What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another build video. This build video is for my much anticipated Malacaths Vengeance, which is a two-handed gank build, one bar. It is super fun to play with a nice lovely proc, using one of the new sets that's released in the latest DLC. So we'll jump straight into the sets first. So the first item we are running is a Witch Knight's Battle Axe. This is Nirnhound with a weapon damage enchantment. We are running only 4 pieces of Witch Knight just for the 3 lines of weapon and spell damage. This is just a weapon on the back, but I'll just ignore this. And the next set we are running, which is absolutely amazing, and this is the new DLC monster helmet, drops from Oathsworn Pit, and it's Anthmir's Construct, and I'm running a light guise with a maximum magicka enchantment, all divines. You want everything divines and maximum magicka on the body pieces. So what this will give you is a line of weapon and spell damage. And when you attack an enemy with a fully charged heavy attack, it throws an axe at the enemy, dealing over 14,000 physical damage and reducing their armor by 3k. And you can also reduce the cooldown by picking the axe back up, which is really nice. And the third set we are running is a Nightblade's Howl set, which is one of the most highest damaging sets in the game for ganking. So that gives you a line of weapon and spell damage, or 3 lines of weapon and spell damage, and completing a fully charged heavy attack grants major cowardice to your target, so it's going to lower their weapon damage as well. So if they try and retaliate against you, they're going to have a lot less damage as well. But the main reason we've got it on is it gives you major courage, which boosts your weapon and spell damage by 430. So not only does it make them weaker, it makes you hit harder. So there's 2 flip sides to this set. That it's going to boost your damage by around 390, add 430, so it's about over 800 extra weapon damage. So it's a very stat dense set for weapon and spell damage. And like I said, also if you do fail the gank, it's going to reduce their damage, so they're going to be weaker when they try and hit you back. So it's very nice. It's a medium armor set. The shoulders are Anthmir's Construct Arm Corpse, and the rest of the body is Nyx's Hound, and the feet are just Witch Knight. So again, it's all medium with just 1 light, all divines, all maximum magicka. The necklace is Nyx's Hound's. All the jewellery is infused with weapon and spell damage enchantment. Witch Knight's ring, and of course the Oakensole ring that brings the whole build together. So we'll jump into the skills. So we are running Merciless Resolve, which fires a magical bow after 5 stacks. It hits super hard, one of the hardest hitting skills in the game. Also having them 5 stacks before you gank is going to give you an extra 300 weapon damage. So that's very nice there. We've got Shrewd Offering, which is a nice burst heal, and also slotted to give you extra maximum magicka. We're running Turn Evil, which is a fear, so if you make a mistake you can fear the enemy and cloak away. You also get the bonus of the Fighters Guild passive, so you get an extra 3% to your weapon damage per Fighters Guild ability slotted, so that's why I've slotted one there. Running a Concealed Weapon. This is the flex spot, so if you want to run something else, because Concealed Weapon doesn't actually buff anymore with Major Berserk, it buffs the skill itself. I still keep it on because I like to sometimes chuck a Concealed Weapon in, but your flex spots You could run another fighter's guild ability to boost the damage even further. You could put race against time to make your speed a bit quicker, or you could chuck on another heal. But I've just kept concealed weapon on, so that's totally up to you. You could even run Killer's Blade as an execution just to finish them off. So that is your flex spot there. We are running Shadowy Disguise, obviously. That's just going to cloak you. And of course, the ultimate is Onslaught, which is one of the best ultimates for ganking in the game. Deals massive physical damage, applies the Sundered status effect, and also grants you penetration equal to their armor for 5 seconds. So you've got to drop them within that 5 seconds, and most targets will go down if you do it successfully. So we'll go to the stats. So this is just completely unbuffed. As you can see, the maximum magicka is almost touching 33k, so that's very, very nice. The magicka recovery, I'll just show you the magicka recovery. So that's nearly at 2k, and the stamina recovery's just a little over 1300. So you've got reasonable recoveries on a gank build. Obviously the physical and spell resistance and critical resistance will be weak because you're a gank. I'll show you the stats all buffed up. So make sure you have your 5 stacks ready. As you can see, the penetration just quickly dropped off there, but it was 21k pen. And the weapon damage I didn't actually see, but I think it's about 8.8k. Let's just quickly redo that. So it's 8.9k, so you're basically touching 9k weapon damage. But like I said, if you put another fighter's guild ability, you'll be slightly over 9k, and with continuous you'll be about 9.3k weapon damage. So you're going to have a ton of weapon damage on a proc set, which is absolutely amazing. And as regards to the penetration, because it only says 21k on the stat sheet, you're applying the Sundered effect, which will give you another 3k. You're getting another 3k from the actual monster set, so that's 6k. And then also you're getting the Master Assassin flanking, so that's another 3k. So even that's touching about 18, 19k, you're probably sitting around about 28k pen. So that's very, very nice with super high weapon damage. And we're going to the finer details, so everything into maximum magicka. You can go into stamina if you want, but I think you can get a higher stat pool with magicka. So I prefer to run magicka, as you can spam heals and cloak more. And a high stam pool, you know, the kills should be over very quickly, so I think it's best to go into magicka in my opinion. The critical damage on the build is also quite high with 56%, plus the base is 50, so you're at 106% critical damage. So not only is the weapon damage high and the penetration high, you've also got high critical damage. Make sure you're Vampire stage 2 or 3. You don't need 3. All that's going to do is just make you a bit tankier. But really you don't want to be taking hits, so you could be perfectly fine with Vampire stage 2, or you can even go to stage 4 for the invisibility or run. It's entirely up to you, but as long as you've got stage 2 minimum. And the Mundus I'm running is the Warrior, which will give you an extra 375. And the food I'm running is Ice Cream, which increases your maximum magicka by 4,200 and your magicka recovery by 420. So the health is only sitting at 21k, so just be careful. You will be a little bit squishy, but you will be hitting like an absolute truck. We're going to the champion points, so we are running Master at Arms, Deadly Aim, Wrathful Strikes and Backstabber. The red CP is Boundless Vitality, Rejuvenation, Bastion, so if someone's got a shield up you're going to hit them even harder. and celerity just for a bit of movement speed. But again, these are entirely up to you. You can mix and match these. And with the green ones, I would just recommend to have the liquid efficiency, because you'll be swallowing a lot of potions. And the Steed's Blessing, just to make you move a bit quicker. So let's jump into how it all sort of fits together. So you don't actually need 500 ultimate. I made a mistake on a lot of the videos that saying that you need 500 to get the maximum effects. I'm not running Balog, so literally you only need to get to 158 ultimate and then you are fully charged to go. So getting to 158 ultimate is not particularly hard. It's not a lot of ultimate, but there is a little tip I've got for you guys just before I show you how to attack people and other players. So if we go to the Nightblade passive, you've got Catalyst, which will, every time you drink a potion, you gain 20 ultimate. So what I do is, in between combat, you can just drink some cheap potions. I just bought a stack of cheap potions there. They would cost like, what, 1,000 gold. And you can drink them in between fights, and you're going to gain 20 ultimate every time you drink a potion. So you can, in between ganks, you can easily build up your ultimate nice and quickly. And obviously when you're actually in combat or about to engage in combat, just swap back to your main potions, which I recommend tri-stat, just in case you have a problem and you need to run away. Right, so let's get into how it actually all works. So obviously there is no pre-buff, well, yeah, there's no pre-buff available. Just make sure you have your 5 stacks, which I do because my Relentless Focus is shining yellow, or Merciless Resolve, I forget what it's even called now. Yeah, Merciless Resolve, yeah. So just make sure you have your 5 stacks ready, and obviously your ultimate is ready. But like I said, you only need to get to 158 ultimate, so it's not a lot of ultimate to grab. So that's nice and easy. And obviously you can be crouched and come towards them, or just cloak. And what you want to be doing is you want to be coming behind your enemy. Make sure you are either from the side or obviously behind. And you just want to press cloak, hold down heavy attack into the ultimate, and then spec bow. So that's pretty much what you've got to do. And obviously if it does go wrong, sometimes I'll chuck in a concealed weapon just to finish them off, or a light attack. And if it does go really wrong, you can obviously just fear them, roll dodge away, and then just cloak away if you've made a mistake. But like I said, if you do correctly time this and you pick your targets carefully, most people are going to go down, even people of high health, because a lot of people will say, oh well, it only affects people with 20k health. I've took down people, I think the highest is about 36, 37k health, and they still drop with this combination. So even people with high health are not safe. Maybe if they're over 40 you might struggle, but generally most players are going to go down. So we'll show you that again. So cloak, hold down heavy attack, ultimate, and then into your spec bow or concealed weapon. And that should be enough damage to put most people down. So, and obviously you've got your heal as well in case you're in trouble. It literally heal you to full health, so you can take a bit of punishment before you go down. But yeah, that's the build, guys. So I recommend to obviously gold out the weapon and the jewellery. I wouldn't worry about the armour too much. You can if you just want to add that little icing on the cake, but you're not going to gain much weapon and spell damage. So I wouldn't really worry about the armour too much. It's just to gold out the jewels and the weapon. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I think I've covered everything in detail. Oh, the final thing, which I always forget, is I'm a Khajiit. Obviously that's going to give me extra critical damage. We just quickly go into the passives. Make sure you have all your passives in your class skill lines. All your passives in two-handed. All your passives in light and medium armour. all your passives in Vampire, and all your passives in Undaunted and Fighters Guild, and all your passives in Assault and Support. And so here are the Khajiit ones. I'm getting extra 12% critical damage. So again, if you're a high elf or dark elf, you could probably, with continuous, you could probably touch about 10k weapon damage. So don't worry if you're not a Khajiit. The difference between dark elf and high elf and Khajiit is very, very minimal, and orc, so don't worry too much. But there we go. Yeah, just make sure you have a damage race for the most optimization. So yeah, I'll add in the clips after this because the build is fully explained and completed now. So I hope you enjoy the clips, and I hope you enjoy the build. It's a lot of fun, and really takes the players out of the game very, very fast. So if you enjoy the build, drop me a like, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and enjoy the clips, and I'll see you in the next video.